What's going on, family? How you doing? Welcome back to my room. This is your first time viewing me, I am Dr. D. Morgan, the Holistic Life and Business Coach, aka the Purpose Pusher. And before I get started on what I have to say today, I just want to thank you guys for sharing my previous post about this estranged man who was rolling around in a small red SUV in the Churchill area here in Richmond, Virginia. Harassing young girls and just, moving in questionable ways out here in these streets. It is so important for us to, you know, for us all to have alerts out, um, when things like that happen. Um, Fortunately, my children, they already know the deal. They know how to move in situations like that. But like I was talking to them about this morning, I am most concerned for the people and the children who don't know how to move in those situations, who do become, susceptible to these type of individuals. So it's important, for me. It raised a bunch of red flags, and also um, repositioned me on my toes, because we are blessed and we are protected. You know what I mean? That's how we live. That's how we operate. That's why I'm here at work today and letting the universe handle the situation and allow me, tell me which way to move on it. But if I see this man, um, uh, but in the meantime, I have to make sure that I come here and do what it is I'm called to do and keep my same energy, making sure that, you know what I mean, I don't let the enemy win. I don't let the enemy get me in a position where it knocks me off my course, and now not only my family is affected, but other families and other individuals, who need me to come and do just this are affected. I refuse. I will not. The devil won't win that way. But definitely I encourage you to, build up the mental know-how in your children. Get them the game of the streets. And if you, as a parent or a guardian, aren't able to give them the game of the streets, then reach out to someone who will be able to do that, because it's very important. We can't have no naive children, young women, adults, people period in our community. Over the last past year, we've been talking a lot about, um, uh, depolicing. We've been talking a lot about tearing down the police, um, force here and all over the world. But there has not been enough talk amongst the community in how we're going to police ourselves, or what we can do. What does that look like for us? How do we wish to be protected? How are we going to protect ourselves? How are we going to spread the word? You know what I mean? We have neighborhood watch programs, and we have to redirect those. Me and my husband, and I just was talking to another one of my partners, shout out to 5050 ZB. Where we were just talking about how, it's directed to the drug dealers and the fiends and the people on the streets like that. The neighborhood watches are, and not saying that these people don't need to be, their the way they move don't need to be corrected, but we got to meet people where they are. We got to get to them and let them know, hey, look, listen. In the middle of what you're doing, be on the lookout for this. This was going on in your community. This was going on in our community, and we need you to for manpower as well. You feel what I'm saying? But stopping these things like this estranged man before it gets anywhere. Before it gets anywhere. So I'm always asking to be used, and so this is one of the ways that the universe chose to use me this morning, honey, in my own family. And so I can create the post because, like I said, even though we are protected, it's somebody out there who don't know how to move. It's some child out there who can become, taken advantage of in that particular way, and I don't want that to happen. So make sure you're on the lookout for your own good, okay? Um, and so everything is fine. Yeah, Zariana, my daughter, she's fine. My son is fine. He mad now, you know what I'm saying, because he saw the individual before, and he's like, I knew it was something wrong with that guy. And so, being a man's man. But ultimately, thank you guys. Um, Today, though, I want to make sure that, yes, on Thursday, I want to make sure that you tune in, because King Shaw is going to be using my network, Talking to Street Entertainment, to, ask the community what we think we should do, or how do we think that the police force should staff their organization? What type of qualifications do we believe an individual needs based on what we've been through as a nation over the past year? And just asking some vital questions that we all would like the answers to. And as a host on Talk of the Street Entertainment Network, I am going to have the live chat open, and so if you want to drop in some questions that you may have as well, then I'll be there to fortify that opportunity as well. I'll be your voice, definitely. So shout out to King Shaw. I welcome you back to the network this week, so make sure you tune in Thursday for that Thursday night, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so ultimately today is Manifesting Monday. Okay, and the question that I wanted to raise to you guys today, you may have heard it before on my channel, or you may have not. Whatever, that's your business. We ready to get into it again. I want what's in the atmosphere right now is reviewing those goals, checking over your list, crossing your T's and dotting your I's. And what I'm asking you to do is reevaluate your destiny, reevaluate your purpose. If you don't know what your purpose is already, I challenge you to identify what that thing may be. And a couple ways that you can identify what your purpose may be is by what you feel led to do. What is it that gets your fire burning? We're not talking about the side job or the job you're working right now that you don't like. I'm talking about what would you rather do more than anything in the world, and it could bring you income. But even if you were in a position and you didn't need the money, but you still had to work a career, what would that look like for you? What would that be? I talk a lot about that. How to profit in your purpose, how to gain prosperity and live in abundance based off of the things that you love to do rather than the things that you have to do in life. I talk about that in my book, Profiting Your Purpose. That's going to be released on June 1st, and the launch party is happening on Juneteenth, baby. So make sure that you stay connected so you can purchase that. And in that book, I give you details, and I give you examples, and I give you facts on what that looks like. Because ultimately, this may not sit well with a lot of you, but here it is. It's the truth. Operating from your purpose, using what you went through as lessons and an opportunity to grow, all of that is a spiritual experience. We're not talking about religion. I'm not talking about a religious title. I'm talking about relationship with the spiritual realm. It's always religion versus relationship with me, baby. That's where collective consciousness comes from, my ministry. I want you to identify and be sold completely out on what it is you've been created to do here on earth. And then it's not going to happen overnight. Where you desire to be won't happen overnight. It's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take hard work and dedication. It's going to take you burning the midnight oil some nights. But if you want it, then you have to be in a position to endure all of that. And know that when you see it, when you write it out, when you speak it, and definitely when you walk it, it shall manifest. That's the power and refinement in becoming who you desire to be. Living a life and career that you desire. It's possible. A lot of people say, well, you can't have it all. I think that's for the people who are living life selfishly, unrealistically. Because my God, my universe, my ultimate source, my universal life force energy tells me differently. Because I'm operating from a place of righteousness. I'm operating in the fact that faith without work is dead. So every day I wake up, I put my feet to the floor and I hit it running, 10 toes down, every single day. And I set goals for myself. I set short-term goals and long-term goals. And then I create a blueprint. I create a plan. And it details what I need to do to get to certain points, to get to that ultimate desire. Because it's a journey in between now and then. It's a journey. And you have to create this mindset that I'm going to do it no matter what. I'm going to get to it no matter what. And this is what it's going to take me to get to it. I'm going to make sure I do it with the best of me, with all of me. I'm going to make sure I give it 100%, 200% every single day. See, we have to work with the laws, the spiritual laws of the world. We have to work with the law of attraction, the law of abundance, prosperity, the law of reflection and duality. We have to operate, we have to tap into all of those spiritual elements, cosmic elements of the universe, because that's ultimately where our power comes from. You can't be afraid of it. See, what has happened is that over time, generation upon generation, and all through slavery, our spiritual nature has been stripped away from us. It has been called so many different things, placed with so many different titles. People have used it to manipulate our people, and over time, it created a barrier within us, and in our family, in our lineage. It goes generation after generation, and the separation becomes wider and wider and wider. But it's something about this generation that we ain't having it. And I'm not the only holistic life and business coach out here. We're far and few in between, the real ones, that is. But we're out here. So don't you ever feel like you got to go through this by yourself, identifying what your purpose is, understanding why you had to go through the trauma and the heartbreak and the depression and the anxiety that you did. It was all for your good. It's all for you to take what it is you went through and cultivate something beautiful. How you gonna ever build some muscle if you don't go through some skill building exercises? So learning to take what you went through and use it as tools that will fortify the opportunity to birth something beautiful, something more abundant than what you came through. Using your challenges as tools that will help you in your future is exactly what is supposed to happen. You didn't go through anything. If you stand on the other side of whatever that is today, you grew through it. Whether it was an inch or 20, you grew through it. So change your perception. Change your perception about what it is you don't have, what it is the world has told you you couldn't do. Become realistic. The number one person that you have to be the realest with is yourself. It's yourself. Once you are real with yourself, then you ain't got no other option, no other choice but to be real with everybody else, because you don't know no different. So set some SMART goals. SMART goals are when they're goals that are specific. They're goals that are measurable. They are relevant goals. Okay? And they happen in a timely manner. Relevant, realistic, happening in a timely manner. Once you make that your foundation, once you have that mindset upon what it is you want to set out and create in your life and career, then everything else is what you hold those standards up against. Are they smart? Is it smart? Are they SMART goals? Am I doing what I need to do? Am I putting in enough work to bear the fruit that I desire? It's time. It's time to stop being in a position of doing only what you have to do. It's time to get into a position to do the things that you were created to do and that you love to do. So I ask you again, what is your purpose? What do you feel led to do in life? It could be small, big, it could be popular, unpopular. It's yours. And if you don't know already, then I challenge you to figure it out. And if you do know, I challenge you to make sure that you do everything you can to see that it manifests in your life. You have to visualize it, speak it, be it. Walk that thing out. And it'll manifest. Gotta see it. So that's all I had to say here today. Again, I am Zavi D. Morgan, the Holistic Life and Business Coach, aka the Purpose Pusher. Make sure that you stay connected for details on my book, Profit in Your Purpose. It's the step-by-step guidebook on what it takes to live a life and career that you ultimately desire and that was purposed and willed just for you. Peace out, family. I love you.